A big campfire could be seen lighting the Balak's campsite with ease. The members of the tribe were celebrating by singing out loud and dancing around the campfire. The spoils of the hunting event could be seen everywhere, especially the female oxbeard that MC had helped Diane to capture from before valves hung at the back of the party. A giant pot of food is seen being lit by a fire as the member of the tribe hands out bowls of food to the others. A weird tribal mask with teeth is seen as Ayan explains to the MC that the hunter who catches the largest prey receives the villagers' respect and admiration. The MC and Ayan are both seen wearing the mask on their heads. Ayan asks the MC about how he felt about becoming the haunting hero. The MC takes a look at the mask and tells her that it was nothing much. Hearing that Comet made and tell the MC that as a slave as issue was his half-assed reactions as they continue to talk. Ayan explains to him that the female ox-bearer wasn't just strong and fierce, but was also highly intelligent, making it an honorable catch. Those were the reasons why they were chosen as the main figures of this pillaging ceremony. She looks up with a smile on her face as she tells him that it was different from a boar that was sluggish, scared, and poops whenever it runs away. She then asks a Hun if he agrees, as he was seen standing beside the MC with a disgruntled look on his face. As he had no choice to agree with what Ayan had said here, "This is yours," Han said to the MC as he hands him a bowl of stew. The MC looks at the bowl of food that was handed to him, asking what it was, which causes Hun to shout at him about what he meant. The MC then asks him why he couldn't get lots of meat, but a Hun assures him that it was because the little amount of meat in the soup represented the worth of his honor. Ayan explains to Vikir that it was a tradition of the Balaks. The one who contributes the most in the hunt gets the least amount of meat and gains that much honor. In return, Ahun leaves angrily and shouted at the MC that he too wanted to give him lots of meat. The MC thought deeply about how being more honorable men having less meat. He wonders what use was some useless honor over having lots of meat. Instead, Aang giggles to herself because of Ahun. Seeing his sour expression meant that he was really pissed. The MC continues to think to himself that the meat wasn't what he really wanted to obtain in the hunt. It was the 600-kilogram stability which stems from Beelzebub after catching the ox bear. He looks at his hand with his Beelzebub skill activated. His first slot contained a Flame Cerber's skill rank, A+, while his second slot was filled with the 600-kilogram stability. Ox bear rank, A, with his last slot filled with durable life, Merciel rank. A, he wonders if the ox-bear skill would allow him to increase his weight by 600 kilograms while holding his breath as he ate the bowl of food given by Ahun. The MC notices that after Beelzebub absorbed the ox-bara's body had recovered a lot. "Hey, slave," Ayan says as she presented to Vikir a bowl. The bowl contained things so nasty. Ayan blushes slightly while asking the MC if the bowl of food he had wasn't enough, and that the bowl she was giving him was taken away from the shaman who wanted this particular meat, but instead she had taken it to give it to the MC as it was his. The MC brushes her off by telling her that he had already got an approaching of meat, a bowl of blood, and a portion of intestines. Ayan shouts at him that he has to eat what she was giving him. She continues to scold the MC by saying that if his eyes were bad, he should eat the eyes, and that if his heart was weak, he should eat the heart, and if he had weak limbs, he should eat the legs. As Ayan continues to scold him, the MC thought about how the long purple censored thing was the intestine, and if it meant that his insides were weak, 3 female barbarians appear behind Ayan. They boot her together and stated that they knew what she was planning on doing to the MC and could see through her motives. Ayan hears their shouts and seams and tells them to shut up. The MC takes a bite of the censored food and thought about how it was very chewy. He soon swallows the food down his throat, which in spots and smile. Happily, she continues to smile and giggle while telling the MC that since he ate the food, he would be able to fulfill his duty. The MC continues to chew on the food while thinking about how he was done with his part of the hunt, and wondered what else she wanted from him. The sun shines brightly in the morning. The MC takes a few steps before stopping in front of a massive stump smoke was coming out of it, along with a long scratch. The MC continued to stare at the smoke as he thought about what Ayan had told him yesterday was true. A flashback is seen where large amounts of meat are piled on top of one another. The MC asks why Ayan was placing so much good meat over here. He tells her that the village was going through a food shortage, but Ian tells him that they were doing this as an offering, as a sacrifice to Madam Eight Legs, to whom the Ballot tribes were asking for permission to live in the dense forest. The MC thought about how Madam Legs was the horror of the dense forest, where you couldn't survive after running into it. A flashback to when the MC unleashed his most powerful attack on Madam Eight Legs. Body run through his mind as he knew that after seeing the Balak's villagers' behavior towards the Madam, he understood how reckless his actions were. The MC then tells her that Madam Eight Legs was an annoying monster back at the tribe. Nobody could be seen walking around. The MC walks past a certain tent before noticing something. He stares at a long line that extends all the way outside of the chief's house, made up of the members of the tribe. The MC wonder if there was still another ceremony or something. The members of the tribe queuing outside the tribe chief's house were talking about how some of them had been in line since dawn. Others were glad to be at the front end of the line, while another stated that they had stayed awake the entire night. The female member talked amongst themselves about, based on the results of yesterday's pillage, there was a high possibility that the MC might be able to come. A commoner, another member, commented that they were sure that a woman from the village will become his wife, while the last one commented that if he was strong enough to hunt an ox bear, it would mean that the MC was really strong. Ayan had appeared with a deer that she had just hunted. She tells them that she had given the MC that specifics due yesterday, and yet she sees that someone else was trying to take her property away. The girls continued to argue with Ayan over the fact that she should have left some of the stew for them as well, and that she was being so stingy for keeping it all to herself. Hearing their complaints made Ayan throw down or pray to the ground. She tells them that if they felt that it was unfair, then they should set up a trap to catch one for themselves. The girls tells her that they had gone out there so many times already. They even shouted an Ayan that they had went to the Empire's border, but there was no one there. Like the MC, hearing those words made Ayan upset. As her face turned into a stone-cold killer's look, she raises her fist and warns them that there might be some in hell, as her aura turned black all over. Seeing this caused the girls to scream out in fear and to run away from her. Ayan was glad that it was over with the girls as she touches her head. She spoke out loud about how she was waiting for the MC to recover and that those cunning girls might take him away, add on to the fact that she had fed him with the ox bear's penis in order to get the MC to carry out his manly duties. But Ayan was unaware that Vikir had overheard what she was saying out loud. As she turns around, Ayan asks him nervously if he had seen or heard everything from before. The MC gave out a mean face as he realized what part of the animal's meat was in the stew that he ate yesterday. Ayan quickly changes the topic. It mentioned to him that last night she had heard that her mother had called a meeting among the elders and that the MC would be able to request something from her mother as the honorable hunter of the pillage. She blushes once again before telling the MC that when her mother calls for him, she had already thought about what he should ask her. What she tells the MC to ask. Her mother catches his attention as his ears perk up upon hearing it. The long line outside of the chief's hut was gone. Now the elders and other members of the tribe were gathered inside. The MC is seen holding a kneeling position on the ground, with his head lowered in a serious manner. He greets the matriarch, who is seen sitting on her throne with a calm expression on her face. With the eagle above her, she asks the MC if he was the one that had caught the ox bear, as it allowed her to eat good meat. The MC tells her that he just did what he needed to do. She tells the MC not to be modest, as he had done well. She also noted that it seemed like he had recovered a fair bit too, which was fascinating, as she didn't expect his recovery rate to be this quick. The MC grew nervous upon hearing those compliments, but assures her that it was all due to her care. He also thought about how he had felt this way before, which was interesting. The Night Fox Aquila was a genius, archer who scares the people of the Empire despite having led the Ballot tribe that had less than 300 members. She was as dignified as Hugo, but was warm and soft, like a buttery croissant. Aquila then tells Vikir that she should reward him for his contributions yesterday and was willing to change his status. She informs the MC that he was no longer a slave but a part of their family. Hearing those words caused the shaman to cough a bit. The cure notices this reaction and recalled that Ayan had mentioned to him that the elders were dissatisfied about his status change. He looks at the shaman and recognizes him as the old man who smeared ashes on the hunters' faces, as the Balak shaman called a woman who was also Ahan's grandfather, while asking the cure to tell her what he wanted, as he was now officially a member of the Balaks. She offers him her hand and tells him that since he was part of the family, even though she did not give birth or raised him, she was willing to accept his request. Aquila tells him that if he wanted a beautiful village maiden, then she would give him and his partner her blessing, or if he didn't want a partner, a slave would be fine too. Ayan could be seen doing some hand seals with her arms towards the MC, which translates that you didn't forget what I told you, right? The MC could see her actions and takes a moment to close his eyes. He then tells Aquila that he does have one request. She then tells Vikir to tell her comfortably, while looking at Ayan as she noticed that she was signaling to the cure like crazy and wondered if she really wanted him that badly. The cure had a darkened expression on his face as he hesitated to ask what he wanted, but with a determined look on his face, he tells Aquila that he would like to bath in the hero's spring. The elders and other members, including Han, were shocked to hear about what the cure was requesting from their leader, while Iron was smiling from ear to ear. The hero's spring, said Aquila with a serious look on her face. She said to the MC, "Are you aware of what you're requesting?" with anger in her voice.